Hi everybody, Chris Morris here, as you can see, and I've got head coach, director of cricket / everything in the team, Mr. Kumar Sangakkara, and we're doing a little bit of a Facebook Live Q&A. Super Sanga,
Yeah.
Tournament wrapped up in a matter of hours. How about that?
Yeah, it was kind of a strange feeling. It's almost kind of inevitable, isn't it? We kind of had a feeling this was coming, but with player safety, what's happening in India, around the world, with so many people, getting ill, needing urgent treatment, and then a few bubble breaches with COVID, it was unfortunate, and that's probably the right decision to be made, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think us as players, our main priority was to, I think everyone was worried about each other, but I think the main priority is to look after what's happening outside.
Yeah, and it is great that so many players and franchises, including Rajasthan, have contributed something tangible to specific projects to help those who are ill and help people get through these really tough times. But yeah, sometimes other things pale in comparison to the situation that people face and the current realities of the world with COVID. So yeah, it is a bit surreal, but I think the right decision for sure.
Absolutely, and it, fortunately still gives us a chance to finish the IPL at a later stage in the year. So we'll obviously see when that is and where that is, but it gives us an opportunity to have a fully fit squad.
Yeah,
and maybe have a full run at it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. When they decide to restart it and where all of these will come into play. But I think at that time, hopefully things will have settled down a lot more. But for us as a team, the bubble environment, so players have got used to it over the past year. But every time you go from one bubble to the other, the stresses are different, isn't it? And what you experience is different. Like, the bubble here, really well done by a medical staff. Rob Young, John Gloucester, all the support staff did a great job. But as a player, it must be quite difficult to get used to that.
I think it's difficult. I think the one beauty of it, the positive that I look out of having the bubble life is that you probably spend more time with your teammates that you wouldn't usually spend time with, because now I feel it's natural for you to hang around with the overseas players. You've got a little bit more in common. There's not much of a language barrier, whereas the bubble forces you to spend time with everybody in the squad. And I think that for me is a massive positive, because all of a sudden, where I wouldn't really get to know some people in the squad over the years, now you're almost forced to. And it's amazing how to see the different backgrounds, the different upbringings that everyone's got, and it's a special feeling to see where everyone comes from, and just to appreciate what they've gone through to get where they are.
Yeah, and we've had that, isn't it? I mean, eating out of cardboard boxes, wearing a mask, all of that. Yeah, but those are the things that you have to go through to really be safe and keep everyone else safe around you as well. But there are also the positives, like you said, of getting to know your teammates a lot more intimately, getting to know the stories in their lives. Yeah. And we had some good moments when we had the life stories and the journeys of players on screen, them talking about how they took up cricket and what it means for them to come here and spend time and play the IPL. And little things that sometimes you take for granted. When you've had a long career, you always sometimes forget how you started as well. So it's a good reminder. But great bunch of guys in the team.
Yeah, no, look, I think we're very lucky. I mean, the word family gets thrown around quite a lot in these tournaments and teams. And reality is you spend 6-7 weeks with the team. It's very difficult to create a family vibe. But I can honestly say it literally felt like a family at Rajasthan. We were actually talking about it earlier on today while everyone was frantically packing. We were just saying what a great bunch of guys we've had in the team. They're just, from the youngest to the oldest, they've just been a good bunch of dudes.
Yeah,
we've all gotten along.
Yeah, for me as well. I mean, coming in here without really being part of RR for the past year, not really understanding the dynamics of the team, and then to come here and find everyone, just incredibly nice, really motivated to play cricket, but also really taking an interest in everything else that goes to actually get you on the field and play. And all the little quirks, the little individual characteristics of players, it's been brilliant. I mean, I've really enjoyed my time and one of the things we all spoke about as a team was that, whether it gets, whether things are going well or whether things get tough on the field, where we're going to have some fun and enjoy ourselves, the way we play, how we get to know each other, what we do off the field, and it's brilliant that everyone bought into that.
So what's been your favorite moment on the field and favorite moment off the field?
Off the field, it's quite easy, isn't it? All the times you spent, talking cricket, talking shop really, listening to music, talking to everyone, having a drink after the game, just sitting around and just chilling and getting to know each other. I think sometimes that's where you learn the most in cricket and life, away from what you do as your skill, and you come and get to know people and you exchange ideas and thoughts. On the field, I think we had some great moments. Starting from the very first game, what a game that was, a lot of runs scored, but I think that set the tone for us really. It was a bit of an up and down tournament, but that's how IPL goes. We had injuries, replacements, and we had 2 replacements who just stepped out of quarantine, and now the tournament's postponed. So, I think everyone handled it well. But on the field, I think every game we had things to like, and sometimes not to like. But that's the game. That's the beauty of the game. Probably RCB, that was a proper thrashing, I think, for us.
I've forgotten about that. I don't even know what you're talking about.
I tried to forget about it, but
I don't know what you're talking
crops
about.
up once in a while. But I think overall, I'm really happy with definitely very, very happy with how the players played and how they dealt with all the setbacks whenever we had them. And they came back and played very good cricket.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, look, I think off the field, I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think probably one of my favourite moments is every morning seeing David Miller in the towel, and only the towel. The man's built so beautifully. To be fair, if I was built like that, I'm close. But if I was built like that, I'd also only wear a towel. But seeing Dave every day in his towel, showing off his man pecs. But yeah, just the good times off the field, like you said. We spent many a night. I think one of our nights after a game, I think we actually spent and we waited till we can have breakfast the next morning. So we just spent a lot of time as teammates and enjoyed each other's successes. And when we didn't do well, we still spent time together. So for me, that's a massive positive. Volleyball sessions.
That was good. We tried to come with a few games for warm up as well. Some were good, some were not so good.
Certain beverages that flowed through the team was good.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think on the field, hit the nail on the head. I think there was always something in the game, in one of the games that we could be positive about. Even the RCB game, there was so many positives that we could have taken out of every single game. And at the end of the day, I think people, you got to realize that we did have a depleted squad.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And from a depleted squad, for the guys to stand up like they did, with the slight inexperiences, if you want to call it, how they stepped up and did their job so well and got us to 5th in the tournament so far, with halfway through. With, like I say, with our depleted squad, if you said this will be in the 5th position halfway through, we would have taken it with both hands. So
absolutely.
I think everything like that for us is a positive.
Yeah, and also the younger Indian players, it's really tough sometimes that you're standing on the sidelines almost in terms of being on the bench and wanting to play and not really getting that opportunity because of combinations. And they were real troopers, absolutely brilliant. They were so helpful and they contributed so much, even if they didn't play. But whenever they did get the chance, like Anuj Rawat was, the energy that he brought in, the dynamism was incredible. And spending so much time together, I'm sure you'd have probably got to know or made some new friends.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, look, I think that the biggest thing is that I realized that we're all in similar shape. The young the young Indian regime of fit cricketers, and they hit the gym almost every day and the boys are looking really strong. So I became one with them because, we're all such strong and fit athletes and built like movie 300. I don't know if you've seen it, but I was actually an extra. I was an extra in the movie 300. So.
Only one with the shirt on.
Oh yeah. Well, I want to kick everyone else a chance. So what we're going to do is we're going to start asking Q&As, or start answering Q&As from our listeners or live watchers. So if you want to send through some questions for all of us, we'll make sure to try to answer them as best as we can.
And also word to the fans, they've been incredibly supportive. I know going through such tough times, I'm sure in their personal lives, a real heartfelt thank you for all the support, and to all of you, wishes or thoughts or prayers are with you and your families, and we all hope that everyone gets through these really tough times as safely as possible.
Yeah, we're all backing you guys to stay safe, stay strong, and stay positive. I know it's difficult, but you've got to look at the positives in life, and as long as you've got breath in your lungs, there's something to be positive about. So, yes. All right, I've got my first question from our delightful / very irritating media crew. My first question from Facebook is 14 wickets, second on the leaderboard. Leader of the pack, my top 3 dismissals. It's difficult to say which are my top 3 dismissals because it's probably a time of the game. So I think Russell has to be up there because he can take a game away from you quite quickly. So he'll be one of the top 3. I want to say in games that we won, which my top dismissals were. Delhi, I don't think I got a wicket against Delhi. Did I get a wicket against Delhi? I don't remember.
Did you get a wicket against Delhi? Interesting question. I don't remember either.
So let's go Rohit Sharma because he's always dangerous. It's always nice to get him out. He can always smack me a few times in my life.
Andre Russell?
Andre Russell's up there. But I definitely love getting Faf du Plessis out. You know, it's not often that you see one beautiful man taking on another beautiful man. And the beautiful man that I am come out on top. So it's always nice to get Faf out. You know? I've taken this one. Well, Zoolander went down. Hansel won this time. So those are my top 3. Rohit, Russell, and Faf du Plessis.
I got a question, a word on Fizz. I mean, Fizz was champion, wasn't he? But I remember starting out against Fizz when he first came out, watching him with that slow ball and that wrist action. He had an injury a few years later and lost the zip for a while. But now he's got it back. He's got his mojo and his groove back. So he was brilliant, and he contributed so well to how we played, leading the attack along with Morrow and Sakarya. Can't forget Happy Sakarya.
Happy Sakarya.
What a great cricketer he was.
Fun of the tournament for me.
Yeah.
So far.
And the conditions really were read well by our fast bowlers as well, and they adjusted very well. From that 10-wicket defeat to 2 wins in 3 games, what did I say to the boys? Well, not much really. One thing I find is that a lot of the time the players know exactly what to do and how to do it, and they know when something's gone wrong and where and what. And my job is to just get them ready and prepped to get beyond that and learn from it, and then get their preparation right so they go at it again and get that fun, enjoyment back in their game. The thought process is pretty clear and clean, and that's really about it. And it's nothing that I say or do. It's a collaboration, and it's 99% of it is what the players do on the field, and we just stay in the background and support that growth and that performance.
And he let our Zimbabwean assistant coach do all the bad mouthing in the background that no one knows about. Trevor Penny. I hope one day he sees us, but the amount of swear words he threw at us players and the abuse. No, just kidding. Trev Penny, from my opinion, Trev was one of the greatest additions to the squad. I mean, obviously, I came back from a different team, but the energy that Trevor brought into our squad, the effort that he put into caring for players, the way he threw balls, never ever said no to throwing balls, and just brought his like spirit and everything with it. So it was good to have him on board.
And great support staff, isn't it? I mean, Romy from our manager, spending sleepless nights getting everything done.
Babysitting us until the sun comes out.
And from Rob Castle, our bowling coach, very quiet, almost an introvert, he says he is, but he's actually not.
Voice of an angel.
Voice of an angel, isn't it? Once in a while he breaks out in song, and you remember when he does. From Punisher analyst to Zoobs, who's been really helpful with all his technical input and his tactics and strategy. So many, and I think also
I thought our media liaison was a bit struggling. Esther, she wasn't very good.
She wasn't very good.
I didn't enjoy her. She was like really. She's in the background, guys, laughing at me.
But yeah, all the media staff, everyone who did all the hard work, our throwers in the sense.
Net bowlers.
It's
the effort that those boys with. Our net bowler keepers, he caught a lot of balls.
Sairaj Bahatule, spin coach.
Sid.
Sid, who was with us for a while, everyone contributed.
Rajamani, our gym instructor and trainer, who I never saw in the gym once because I was always there before him and after him. So he never saw me, we never saw each other in
I
the
was
gym.
wondering why I didn't see him either every time I went to
I
the
know,
gym.
every time I was there, he wasn't there. Maybe we caught him at the wrong time.
Yeah, but again, what an addition.
Great
energy, just a nice guy, always smiling and a thorough professional. And I think also the leadership group of the team, especially a young captain in Sanju, having to deal with such tough situations and such upheaval. I thought he handled himself absolutely brilliant. He showed a lot of maturity, cool, calm, and collected. He was also the same on the field. And I think you'd see a lot more of Captain Sanju Samson coming into his own as the years go by.
Well, that was the question that I've been asked. I mean, a word on my relationship with Sanju and his captaincy. Well, I think Sanga's capped it off beautifully there. What you see is what you get. He's got that calmness off the field and that quirkiness on the field. So it's he's got an unbelievable sense of humour that not many people will be able to see. He's one of the funniest men I've met in my life, without trying to be funny. And one hell of a player. I mean, he makes it look so effortless the way he plays. So. But my relationship, I've obviously known him for quite a while now. Our first time together was 2015. I played against him in 2013 for the first time when he was 12. And yeah, he's just gotten better and better. And I think, like saying, Sanju's got a big future ahead of him. And I think we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg with him.
And once again, guys, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure and a privilege playing in the IPL and representing all of you fans. And once again, stay safe, wear your masks, sanitize, take all the precautions, keep your loved ones and family safe. And all of you will be in our thoughts, not just in India, but all around the world, back home in Sri Lanka and beyond. Stay safe, guys, and thank you. We'll see you soon.
Ciao, guys. Be safe, be careful. We'll see you in a couple of months. And if you get an opportunity, get vaccinated, because it's going to give you the best chance to get through this thing. And let's beat this thing together, guys. A couple of months' time. Cheers, guys.
Allah ball.
Allah ball.
Cheers.